Hi, it is 1:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday the 1st of May 2024, and I am using my normal Samsung S20 FE phone, and I'm so happy. I've just picked it up now. The back mirror screen's replaced, the battery's replaced. I literally dropped it in front of the person. So like it was a mobile place. Anyway, yeah. So I dropped it off and picked it up at a person's house, and I asked them to help me do the SIM card, and I was putting a bank transfer through, and I dropped the phone I've just had fixed. So I was like, I really need to get a heavy duty case, because the one I've got is not overly heavy duty, and I can't put it in the GPS phone holder thing. I need to get a script that was sent to me by my doctor yesterday, because she's going to try me on new ADHD medication, because I think she's right, and it's definitely affecting the eating. Yesterday I ate more than I can even comprehend, like so much. I've been up since just after 7 in the morning when Juice arrived. It was so fucking good to see him, I can tell you that much. My front fence fell over, and so I called the landlord to let him know, and he came to take it all off the footpath. So I put pictures up, and it was the first time I was actually meeting him in person. He's fucking awesome. He is such a cool guy. I think he's probably my favourite landlord I've had so far. He did clarify what I think I already knew, which was that he knows the person who owned it before. I was like, I didn't even know it was for sale, and then it was sold. And he goes, I was like, do you know them? And he's like, yeah, they've been friends since high school. And I was like, that makes sense. And so I told him, like, he didn't know I was on disability, because at first when I called him about the fence, he was like, are you able to pick them up and put them in? And I was like, I am on disability. And then he was like, definitely don't touch anything, I'll come and do it myself. So he didn't know anything about me, just knew that I'd been living there. And I said to him, I was like, I'm sorry if I sometimes get anxious and I annoy you, because I've asked a couple of times since he's taken over the house how long he thinks it'll be before he does anything. And he's like, no, that's fine. And he's like, I've told you, and I promise you it'll be a minimum of 6 months that you'll get notice. He goes, I don't think we'll be looking at anything until over a year. He told me that he's not. I said, are you a developer? And he goes, that's a bit fancy. He doesn't sort of do a lot at once, but he obviously has a few projects at once. So he's currently doing something, I think. But anyway, the gist of it was, I said to him, I'm sure you can appreciate I live by myself and I'm on a disability pension. Disability pensions are only, so much money. Well, I was like, I was a corporate worker who owned my own house. I said, I've owned 2 houses, I said, security wise, I guess that's why I sort of like need to know. I said, because, when the house got sold and I was told there was a 60-day settlement, I was like, I wasn't told that I was allowed to stay. I said, I believe that I was out in 60 days. I said, and I explained the car and the whole thing, and I showed him. I said, I've got a mattress made in the back of my car. I said, because all you've got to do is look at the news, and it shows you, families with full-time working parents and kids and stuff are struggling to get rental properties. I'm like, I live alone by myself. I was like, I'm sure you can appreciate, you don't get a room in a share house for $100 a week, let alone a 3-bedroom house, which is what I've got and what I pay. My rent comes out on the 1st of every month, so my rent came out today. And I said to him, it really truly is like winning the lottery, because I pay monthly what the majority of people pay close to, or around weekly. Hopefully I'm making enough sense. Anyway, he told me I'm definitely fine. He told me there are many number of options of what to do once he gets to the point where he's going to build. He told me that he cares more about his tenants than he does the money, which is cool, because he's like, this block, the one where my house is on, is very much big enough for 3 units, he said, but he won't be building 3, it'll be 2. He told me I'm more than welcome to move back into the new one. He goes, you know, if you need to move out, obviously when we build, it'll be 12 months, get a place for a year. He goes, and then you can just move back in. And I was like, you know, I'm like, I'm still on disability. And he's like, you know, it's fine. He said another tenant he had in a different location had ended up sort of doing the same thing, and they loved the home so much that they asked to buy it. So they did like a rent to own sort of situation. And he said that to me too. He's like, I'm very happy to do a rent to own with you with one of the new units. He goes, I'll sign a contract that you can just live here, pay rent, and however the hell it works. And I was like, that would be awesome. But obviously, you know, they still need loans and stuff. And he goes, look into it. And he even said on a third different option, he goes, and again, he didn't know I was on disability until today. So, I mean, he is now aware even more of how appreciative I am of what I pay. And he's like, I'll keep an eye out for other homes like the one I live in. He goes, and if I find one that is something suitable in the sense of land price, blah blah blah, all the different variables that come into it for developing, he goes, he's even open to purchasing a new house that he's going to knock down, so that during the time the houses are getting built on the land that I currently live on, I could live in another house he owns, same situation as I've got now. And he's awesome. Like, he is very much like, I will keep an eye out. If I find a property that I can flip, do this with, and like it lines up, so to speak, he's effectively told me I have nothing to worry about. Like I said, I showed him the mattress. I said, honestly, given where I'm at, I was like, you know, I bought the vehicle I've got with the purpose of being able to fit a mattress in it, because worst case scenario, at least me and boss can sleep in the car, right? Like, for however long. And he was just like, that's not going to happen. He goes, it's not going to happen. You know, we will figure it out. And, yeah, he genuinely gives a shit. Like, genuinely cares. He was so nice. He gave me a hug, like, just lovely. Told me a bit about himself, like, because I told him I'd just finished uni, and I said to him, you know, I want you to know how much it means to me. I was like, but because, you know, because of living where I've lived, I was like, I've been able to pay my way through my degree. And he got really excited about that and asked me all about it, you know. And I told him that I'll be graduating in June with a distinction in psychology and philosophy. And then he told me he went to university and he trained to become a teacher, and he was a teacher, but he stopped doing it relatively soon after he started, because the kids made fun of his accent. He does have an unusual accent. Like, kids are just mean. I mean, it's who he is. He's such a lovely, lovely guy. But he was like, I couldn't handle it. And so we started getting into this. So, yeah. And he's got 2 kids. One's 25, one's 16. And I was like, do you even know what the inside of the house looks like? He's not a clue. And I, thankfully, by the time we got there, you know, my house is tidy. I had to wash the dishes, but, you know, I changed all my sheets this morning, washed my hair and done all grown up stuff. But he came in and he had a look, and yeah, I asked him even, like, do you know anyone, security cameras, any recommendations? He's like, JB Hi-Fi, blah blah blah, but he's like, I'm gonna talk to someone I know and I'll get back to you. And yeah, I'm feeling really freaking good. So It is ironic in the sense I find that it was definitely me who asked for the inpatient treatment. My doctors didn't recommend it. They didn't say I need it. I asked for it, to clarify, because I feel like I've been going mad. And it has been, you know, like my eating habits are all over the place, and the treatment I want to do is all connected with emotional regulation and things like that. But again, I've called and there's no availability until August, and it's like, okay. And that sort of helped me in a sense. So that, and helping my friends at uni read through their stuff, and yeah, anyway, I guess what I'm saying is I'm feeling better within myself. I need to go and get the script. Unfortunately, having the SIM card put into the new phone didn't bring the texts over, so I've had to come to the particular pharmacy that can access e-scripts through my mobile number without needing to scan it, because now that I've got a new phone, I might be able to actually show you all what it is I've been dealing with. So if I go into Google, right, see what I mean? That's what I've been using as a phone, yeah? And all the black, I can't see behind the black, yeah? And you can't scan an e-script with it. But anyway, I've been sitting in my car talking for 11 and a half minutes, and I just want to go on and get this and go home. And yeah, I'm very happy to have my phone back. Highly amused that I dropped it as soon as I was given it. Thankfully, it dropped on an outside mat for your feet, not the concrete, God almighty. But yeah, replaced battery and the screen, like the screen on the back of my camera, replaced, total $129. So if you're in the western suburbs of Melbourne, Australia, and you need mobile phones hooked up and sorted, please email me or comment and I will give you the details. Talk to you later. Cheers. Bye.